What if you had 2 weeks to learn 60 songs for a 3-hour set, but only had 1 hour a day to prepare? Sounds crazy, right? Well, I'm doing exactly that. Stick around because I'm about to reveal how I'm pulling off this crazy feat and how you can conquer any big goal with just 1 hour a day. Have you ever taken on something that felt way bigger than you could handle? Drop a quick yes or your story in the comments. I'd love to know. This is my first paid gig after a nearly 20-year hiatus from music. I put down my guitar in my early 30s to focus on career, family, life. But last year, I finally made my way back to playing publicly through open mics. These open mics have reignited my passion and honestly my nerves. Right now, I'm prepping for a 3-hour show, and it's scary in all the right ways. Have you ever tried to get back into something after a long break? Tell me in the comments. I'm really curious about how you handled it, because I know how I handled it for myself, and I worked through a lot of things, and I would just love to hear how you did it. By the end of this video, you'll see my exact plan for juggling new material, polishing some old favorites, while staying sane in the process. I created a 1-hour practice framework. Here's the basic formula. I have 60 songs to master in 2 weeks, and I'm doing it in just 1 hour a day. That hour is split into 15 minutes learning brand new material. I call this practice. And then I've got 45 minutes rehearsing a carefully chosen slice of my set. I want you to think about your own schedule. If you only had 60 minutes each day, how would you use it? Share your breakdown in the comments because I'm always looking for fresh ideas to optimize the practice time. Now, I'm going to go into what each of these two portions are because practicing is not the same thing as rehearsing. They're totally different things, and I'm looking for different things out of them. So I have a 15-minute deep dive practice session. Every day, I dedicate a 15-minute sprint to learning brand new material. This is about learning 3 to 4 new songs. Break down the tune into sections. Maybe just the first verse or the chorus. I make sure I understand the chord progressions and the melody lines for the ones I'm singing with. Now, here's a question for you. Are you more of a marathon practicer or do sprints work better? Let me know down in the comments. I like the sprints because it separates this practice time into really focused time. I'm not focused on playing the whole thing completely. I'm focused on actually playing it slowly and carefully to get those tricky things down and understand where I stumble. When I limit myself to short, intense sessions, these let me stay super focused and avoid burnout. I did the same thing when I was learning to play guitar again. At some point, I'll have a link here to my 5 minutes a day to come back to playing guitar, which is great. New adult players or people who are returning back to it after a very long hiatus. But the short practices let me stay super focused and avoid burnout. And yeah, I definitely have moments where I completely blank on a chord or a line. If that's happened to you, let me know. So after I spend 15 minutes just really working on the hard mental stuff, then I'm going to transition into a 45-hour rehearsal. Usually I'll actually take a break here, right? If I had my cup of coffee, I would be drinking my coffee, but give myself a good almost 5 minutes away as I change tasks and change focuses. But then I spend 45 minutes rehearsing. The whole point here is to play these songs through as if it were a live performance. I split the songs in this rehearsal into comfortable songs, works in progress that are close, and some brand new tracks that are going to be a little rough. This balance lets me work through by splitting my time between being comfortable and then uncomfortable and then comfortable again. It helps me stay confident the entire time. The other thing about this list is because I have 60 tracks to learn, I'm rotating this list daily. So I'm always making sure that I'm hitting a song every 3 to 4 days, but that way I don't have to play the whole 60 song set at once because that's a bit much. It's kind of like for the people that do long distance running, they don't actually run 26 miles every day when they prep for the marathon. They will do a practice session or work up to it, but they're actually working on small different chunks so they don't burn themselves out. You know, this sounds really neat on paper on YouTube, but in reality, unexpected stuff always pops up. I would say it's my cat, but actually it's the neighbor's cats because they come in and visit us. They'll interrupt us, jump in my lap, spill the coffee, drink the water, all sorts of ridiculous stuff, right? The other thing about this 45-minute rehearsal set, it gives me a chance to practice the technology aspects. Now, I haven't talked about this, and I'm not going to talk about it very much, but I'm not just standing up there and playing a guitar and singing. I've got backing tracks going with me. I've got an app that helps me focus and manage my set by having the rehearsal. I get to work through all of that and make sure that portion of it works smoothly so that I don't arrive on show day like, oops, and I don't have any unexpected surprises. Okay, so let's look at the big picture. Each 15-minute sprint transforms the unknown into the familiar, little bit by little bit. This isn't just about songs, right? It's really learning or mastering anything. I'll do the same thing if I'm preparing for a presentation at work, or if I am ramping up on a new technology or a new subject material. I'll keep my hard work, the mental effort, limited to short sprints of 10 to 15 minutes, rotate into what I call in my comfort zone. I'm practicing at my strengths or close to them, right? So I balance the hard work with the straightforward work. The other thing about this is in 2 weeks, I've got 14 hours of practice, which is pretty amazing because if you've ever rehearsed for a set before or done any sort of live speaking, you usually practice it more than 5 times, right? Okay, imagine that it's 2 weeks from now. I'm walking out to perform, or you're walking out to perform. You're hearing folks talk. Doesn't matter whether you're at a bar or you're performing a solo set, but you kind of get that buzz of nerves. You also know that you have prepped every single day for this, and that is exciting. Or maybe it's terrifying in a good way. Do you thrive on last-minute pressure, or do you prefer months of planning where you're squarely in your confidence zone? So if this 1 hour a day approach sounds like something that you'd like to try, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments, and let me know which project or song or thing that you're itching to tackle. It's about learning any new skill or getting ready for any sort of big thing. Okay, I've also put together a quick 1 hour daily rehearsal checklist. There's a link in the description if you need a straightforward guide. It's free to download. So if this 1 hour a day approach sounds like something you want to try, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know in the comments which song or which project you're itching to tackle. I've also put together a quick 1 hour daily rehearsal checklist if you need a straightforward guide. It's free to download. Just look for the link in the description or the comments. Now remember, this is my first paid gig after a 20-year break, and I'm telling you now, it's never too late to jump in, even if the timeline seems impossible. 1 hour a day can really move mountains. Finally, if you've got a big, scary challenge ahead, share it in the comments. I'd love to cheer you on, and maybe we can keep each other accountable. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, or maybe at the show.